You are at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $10 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for Nathaniel Hagen, who starts with 2 YouTube links and says, I'm going to make this simple. The above videos are about anime slash weeaboos slash lollies. One is about taking care of your lolly. The other is a heavy metal Lolicon song. I found they were a laid-back way to get into the rant I proposed. Rant question time. What would happen if the world was 50% Lolicon? The reason I say 50% and not 100% is because, as Syndrome puts it in The Incredibles, if everyone is super, no one is, and it's not a club anymore if everyone is invited. How do you feel society would be? I, for one, feel society would be better off if it adapted the feelings of the Lolicon because at the core of the Lolicon are 3 principles. Liking cute things, protecting cute things, and taking care of cute things. Let's be honest that some do fap to lollies, but I speak more on that later. Do you feel differently? Would we actually be on the road to the visual novel bad end if it was so in society? Do you think we will never be able to shake the stereotype of lolicons being pedophiles, even though there is no evidence of such things? Oh, and here is a couple of links for a report that states that being a lolicon does not lead to being a pedophile, unlike those people in the UN that ran a child sex ring in Haiti in 2017. It's dropping black pills here. It's on a board, and you are free to not read it all, but here it is if you want to look at it. And then a TLDR, lolly anime images do not lead to sexual assault against real children, says Danish report. Okay, well. So the 2 videos, one of them was just a joke video about taking care of a lolly, I guess. The other one was a lolly metal song, which I was not a big fan of just because I don't like when like Western voice actresses try to do the cutesy lolly thing, because it just, I mean, it doesn't sound like a lolly, so it's just, you know, it's just not the same. But in any case, what would happen if the world was 50% Lolicon? I mean, it already is. What are you talking about? Why do you think... So, I mean, look. What I think for the most part is that people are very hung up about their sexual feelings. And people think that them feeling sexually attracted to something says all this shit about them. That it's like a matter of their identity. And it really says nothing about you. All it says is that you have biological urges that, like, you know, that spring emotionally into action upon certain sights. You know, like if you see a girl with big ass titties and you get fucking aroused, all that says about you is that you get aroused when you see big ass titties, which doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you fuck girls with big titties. It doesn't mean that you exclusively are interested in big titties. It doesn't mean that you have a strong preference. It just means that that's one thing that when you see it activates your dick. And that's all there is to be said about it. And so, like, I think that, you know, there are plenty of people who will, let's even just talk about anime, like, leaving lolly out of the equation, because to a lot of normies, all anime porn is lolly, even if the characters look adult, because they see it as a cartoon, and they see cartoons as childish. And that perception is why they will, you know, allow themselves to reject it. That they will say, ugh, cartoons, that's for kids. Dump that in the trash. Or like, cartoons aren't real. How can you be attracted to something that's not real? That's going in the trash, you know. But all it takes is actually seeing something, getting a boner, and then accepting the fact that you're attracted to it to, you know, and then just moving on. Like, to then be attracted to it, to then have, like, that self-acknowledgement. So, like, you can go around and, like, say, like, oh, I'm hardline, this is what I'm into, and this is what I'm not into. But I just don't see the point. Like, just, if something, you know, makes you aroused, then you'd think, oh, wow, that was arousing. So, like, when it comes to lollies, right, like, there's a lot of memery going on in this post. You don't call somebody a lolicon if they're not sexually attracted to lollies, first of all. If you just like cute little girls in anime, you're probably just a girl, or, I don't know, you don't realize you're a lolicon. But, like, it's not the fact that a girl is a lolly that makes her attractive. It's that somebody draws a attractive drawing, you know? Like, you can draw an unattractive drawing of any body type. You could even draw, like, a sexy girl in an unattractive way. But like, if you draw something in an attractive way and somebody looks at it and they think, oh fuck, that's hot, all it says about you is you found that thing hot. So like, I think that most people, if they were being honest with themselves, are attracted to way more shit than they will admit to themselves or than they want to think they are, because they think it says something about them. They think it says more about them than what it does. If you see any type of person in a situation where they happen to be attractive, like let's say that you see a super hot girl and you find out she's only 16 and you're like, oh fuck, and you live in a place where that's not legal, so you're like, oh no, I have to deny these feelings somehow. And it's like, well, being attracted to somebody doesn't mean you're going to fuck them. It just means that you had a reaction, probably instinctively, on seeing something that you were attracted to. It's not a consequence of the fact that now, if you are finding yourself specifically attracted to people only on the consequence that they are a certain way, then you are probably forcing that on yourself. And that I hate identity politics, I'm all for the idea that, like, don't label yourself, don't come up with something that you have to be, because then you're limiting yourself to always having to be that thing. Like, what's the point of identifying as straight or gay or this or that if you can just fuck who you want to fuck when you decide you want to fuck them? That's all that really matters. So, like, I think that there are people like Maps, who like get it in their head that I'm attracted to minors and therefore that's fucking my identity. Don't fucking do that. Why would you do that? Like, just be attracted to things based on the fact that you have that instinctive reaction and not out of like a sense of needing to be attracted to a certain type of thing, which I'm sure affects way more people than have awoken to that. Way more people who are forcing themselves to say like, oh yeah, I only like big tits. It's like, I'm not impressed. I don't give a fuck. So, like what you like.